Free to Succeed, Season 2, Raid Shadow Legends. I mean, you know, Minotaur. Minotaur edition. Our life has just been Minotaur for like over 2 straight weeks now. Pretty much all the energy we've gotten has gone into Minotaur. We've done a couple of other things, but the good news is she's done, he's done. He's into Red Scrolls now. He's into Red Scrolls now. I did get Wallmaster 6-starred, and he's into Red Scrolls now. So we're like closing in on being at least caught up with the ones we're immediately trying to do right now, which is pretty good. It'll take a while longer because there's still a lot of Red Scrolls to farm, but like it's getting there. You know what I mean? I haven't put any gear on him yet. There's a few ways to build him. Looking at him, I definitely am going to want to try him out in Hydra. I just don't really know what I would want to do with him that I'm able to do. Like Slayer, I think could be really good, but I have very little Slayer. I thought like Merciless could be pretty good. Even Savage, but like even my Savage gear is like not hot. I did a pretty strict gear cleanse on stream the other day. So, you know, you see we're down to 750. I could still probably do more. I think some, like Hex, I wasn't real sure about because it's one of those sets that I could also put him in a Hex set, to be fair. It's one of those sets that could go on a lot of different people. Like some sets I kept a little bit more of because like Retail, I thought maybe there's some uses for it, so I didn't sell a bunch of that yet. Immortal, I really need to sift through more. But by the time I got to Immortal, I was like, getting burnt out. But we did that, and I'm working on my accessories. I came up with a pretty good system that made cleansing my accessories feel a lot more manageable, because when you're just scrolling and you're looking at all, like, you know, full pages of a certain faction, it gets pretty daunting and it makes you not want to do it. So what I was doing was, like, I started with rings and then I just did my HP rings. Right? And I thought, I really don't need like more than 3 HP rings in each faction. So if it wasn't a ring that made some sense, I pretty much got rid of it, but made sure that I still had 1. And then I did the same thing with my attack rings. And then I did the same thing with my defense rings. And then I came over to amulets, and I did the same thing with like each stat on amulets. Although maybe I wasn't done yet, because I think maybe I had made it. No, that was just a brief window because, yeah. And then crit damage. I obviously kept a little bit more crit damage because those tend to get used a little bit more frequently. And then now I'm on banners. And I've done resistance and accuracy. But I still need to go through now and do all of the main stat banners. But like you can kind of like do it in chunks, do it in like turn it into a bite-sized amount, and kind of remember where you left off, right? It's not like you have to remember, right, I was halfway through all of my ogre and accessories. You can just kind of do like, today I'll do my HP banners, and then when I feel like it, I'll do my attack. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good little system that worked for me. We're almost done. Accessories have gotten significantly lower. And then we had a bunch of silver from doing all that, but of course, silver goes really quickly. I messed around with a little bit of gear. I rolled some as I was selling it, but I also messed around with a few champs gear in here because we made it to Amius for the first time, and I was messing around with a few different things. Like I tried Blizzard, I tried them too. I think I just don't have the gear for it. And maybe if it was a different rotation and I had access to some different champs, I could get through it. But the best I've been able to do is get him down to like 75%. Like I don't get far. He's a bad dude, which we kind of knew. Like it's not necessarily a surprise. It's cool to get to see the fight happen and like kind of see what he's doing and what some of the mechanics are. It's a tough one. It's a pretty tough fight. And I just don't think I can. I don't think there's much I can do with my crowd. Like I've got some decent stuff, but we just kind of get overwhelmed the longer the fight goes on. I can't really do much healing. Like, I think she's got a heal block, but then again, you have to really be able to manage the fight, because he turns certain debuffs into their opposite buff. So if I put a heal reduction on him, then it'll turn into a continuous heal at some point, and then I have to be able to take the buff off, which I've got. Maybe it'll be worth playing around with a little bit more. We've got some time, right? I think we've got some time. We've got plenty of time. I could even go in and I'll probably keep going in and clearing more stages. But yeah, we kind of are having like noticeably more success. I mean, obviously it's the first time we've ever gotten 3 keys, but like I can't beat this Sand Devil stage, so I can't do much in the purple side of things. But the rest of the maps, other than like maybe bosses with Scarab, because I don't have a lot of champs built for Scarab for this mode. But like we should be able to clear a pretty good bit of that and snag some of these resources, so that'll be pretty good. And if at any point we decide we have something we think could work for Amius, maybe we'll jump in there and play around with it a little bit more. But that's pretty much it. That's what we've been up to. Farming our faction wars, grinding arena. I'm close to having my 4th thing at 10. And then I've got to get one more thing to 10 for the missions. I'm pretty sure there's one that's get 5 things in your Great Hall to 10. And then we can start spreading our Great Hall points out a little bit instead of just focusing in on one. It's pretty crazy that, like, I mean, I don't just aggressively grind arena, but I do arena every day. I do my winnable fights every time I see them. And like, this is still what our Great Hall looks like. Because we've focused in so hard on trying to make sure we're good for the missions, which again, it's just really aggravating. I just don't like the way all that's structured, but whatever. It is what it is. It's the game we're playing, so. Other than that, we are pretty good. So yeah, I've got to figure out how I want to build him, because he's a pretty interesting dude. Reflex, I guess is a good option. Maybe Relentless. Again, my Savage gear is not... It's not awful. It's just not great. You know what I mean? Like, there's some pieces in there that have a little bit of potential, but I probably can't get him to, like, I probably can't hit crit rate threshold that I would need. And also, I have to consider... there's so much he does. It's almost like I need to pick... Since I don't have crazy gear right now, it's almost like I need to pick what stuff I want to have. With him dropping 3 buffs on himself, he's probably going to get hit by Mischief, right? So it's like, should I build him damage and resistance? But it's going to be real hard to do both. And I want him to land block buffs and decrease attack as well. So he needs accuracy and resistance. And then he needs crit rate and crit damage and some attack. He'll take care of his own HP, assuming he gets killing hit. But it's like he's one of these champs that needs every stat. Like basically top to bottom, he needs every stat. And I'm not in a position in this account right now to give him every stat. At least not in a way where he has a full set that's complementing his kit. Maybe if I just go full broken set, it's feasible. I can probably get him in at least 2 good pieces of Cruel. Like I've got some, you know what I mean? I've got some decent pieces of Cruel gear I could probably put him in. Like there's crit rate, some resistance in it. Like that's pretty good. That's a pretty good helmet for him. If I want Mischief to not be able to strip him. But he's going to need a lot. I'm not hitting Nightmare. I don't know what the threshold... There's a spreadsheet somewhere floating around, I think, where I could see how much resistance I would need. I assume it's over 350, you know, which is going to be a tough number for us to hit. So, like, there's crit... I mean, technically crit rate resistance. It's the 2 stats that didn't roll. There's attack with resistance. So, like, maybe I could put him in, you know, these 2 things. Or that. Triple crit damage and a resistance roll is pretty good. But that's, see what I'm saying, though? It's like, if I try to force full sets on him, I'm going to really compromise on his stats. So he may just have to go a bunch of broken gear for now. I guess I could see if there's anybody that I'm willing to take gear off of. That it would matter, you know what I mean? How'd that happen? When did this happen? I mean, I would take gear off her, but I don't know that it would do any good. We +1'd our Phoenix, by the way. We still had enough in our Faction Guardians. Because we stay pulling Sacred Order epics. So I was able to +1 him. So that'll be pretty cool. Now I kind of hope we keep pulling him because I want to get him in +4. That'd be pretty dope. But he's getting out of hand. We can get more crit damage on him. 6,400 attack. That's pretty good for us. That might be the most attack I've ever had on a champ. In this account, anyway. Maybe even on my old one. He's almost at 6,000. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of what we've been working on, what we've been doing. Stuff is rolling. First time getting to Amius. Almost done with Minotaur. This fusion should be wrapping up soon, right? Where are we at on this fusion? How do I see... Am I just blind? Is it like over today? What's today, the 14th? Oh, it is over today. Cool. All right. Well, then I reckon by the time the next one would roll around, we should be ready to participate if we want to. Our gems have piled back up a little bit. We'll be done or close enough to done with Minotaur to be good. I need to get some silver going again, though. We could do some forging. I do want to... deflection gear will be nice to get some rolling in the account. We've got a lot more perception. Hey. That's a big squeak. Don't do that. We've got a lot of perception we can make. A couple pieces here and there and some other stuff. Yeah, not as much of these sets down here as I hoped. But a lot of perception we can make and some deflection. I think deflection could be a fun set to get rolling. So hopefully we can get at least one good set out of 94 pulls. I don't guess that's incredibly likely, but it's possible. So yeah, that's what we did over the weekend. We grinded. We didn't touch... I think it's gone now. We didn't touch the Deck of Fate. Easy pass. I've done a little bit... No, I haven't done a little bit in here. That was the other account. I've been dabbling in my main again. Ever since I learned that RSL Helper can run 2 instances of Raid. Well, I should say ever since I remembered that it can do that, because I knew it a while back and then forgot. But I've been messing around with my main account again a little bit. So yeah. Anyway, I reckon that'll do it for today. Just easing back into the week. Shards are still looking fine. We're good. We might, by the next time we decide to hit red shards, we might have a 10. I don't even know if you can do 10 pops on red shards, but if you can, maybe we'll drop a red shard 10 pop. See if anything interesting happens. Who knows? We just got one from the login calendar, so we won't be getting one from there for a while. Yeah. Not really much else of interest here until next rotation. How many frags are we at on her real quick? This was our first time getting her frags. Interesting. All right. Well, I'm getting out of here. Hope you guys had a good one. I'll see y'all later.